there are people, fans that are saying, "Where's the Christmas album? You got to do a Christmas. You got to do something Christmas. It's that time of year." And
many years, people have been asking me to do it, and I finally this year said, "Okay." And we cut it live. I did all of, for me, what Christmas represents is a nostalgic. Excuse me.
Yeah.
A nostalgic look as we all remember Christmas as kids. And I think that my intent was to do it the way I perform live, which I did. I brought everybody into the studio that plays in my band, and we went over the material and recorded it live.
Yeah.
And it's more soulful, more, I guess, digging in. But there's a great original song on the EP, which is out now at David Cassidy Music.
Yeah.
And it's called My Christmas Card to You. And I had never done a solo Christmas EP. And, my fans have been asking for it for a long time. And I'm really happy to be on your show in upstate New York, where I've performed in. You're in Syracuse, right?
We're just outside Syracuse. So and people think of New York and they're like
Manhattan,
to Manhattan, and down Trump Tower now. But there's a whole different. Joe has a new slogan, by the way, David, and you're a promoter. You know how to promote and market. And I tell him your idea. This is to promote upstate New York, because it's different.
I spent a lot of time there.
Yeah, New York. It's not a city; it's a state.
What do you think of that, David?
I didn't hear it.
I said New York. It's not just a city; it's a state.
Oh.
Yes, I had a house in a couple of houses in Saratoga Springs.
And
I would. Oh, it's so great! I loved it, and spent a good part of my my son's high school, junior, middle school, and high school in the summer.
Yeah.
When he was off, we would go up because we lived in South Florida, and the summers become a little spritzy.
Yeah.
So it was interesting also to cut live material with my band and record it in October. Or we started in the beginning in September, and it's still 90.
Yeah,
it's just an odd thing.
It's hard to get into the mood, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Which is why I always say
now up on iTunes, and it's December 1st.
I'm going to play a little clip. I'll play a little clip coming up in a second. But my suggestion on that is always find a walk-in cooler and record your Christmas album in a walk-in cooler. It just
it's got the frost.
Gets you into the mood. Every restaurant has one, David.
Yes, I understand.
Yeah.
Next time, I will walk into a restaurant that has a very large cooler.
That's exactly it.
I don't know if there'll be another one, but
I don't know if you've ever
gotten great response about it, and it's David Cassidy Christmas. 5 of the great songs that I loved growing up, and also an original song that's my favorite, called My Christmas Card to You.
Oh, that's very, very nice. I want to ask you, how did you, obviously, listen, I grew up in the 60s and 70s. I grew up in the 70s and graduated in the early 80s. But, Partridge Family. How did you manage so many... you weren't necessarily a child actor, but you were young.
No, I wasn't. I graduated high school and moved back to New York.
But I got to tell you, it's so hard for actors as years go on to be able to manage, and you've done well.
I have done well. Thank you for acknowledging that. Yeah, it's 48 years I turned professional.
Yeah,
and I was 18 years old, and I moved back from L.A. where I graduated, but I was born and raised till I was 11 in New York and right outside New Jersey with my grandparents. But I wanted to work in the theater like my father and my mother, who were both actors who had done a lot of work on Broadway. My father won Tony Awards. And anyway, I went back to New York, got my first professional job in 1968. And here we are. It's about to be 2017. Anyway, it's the first day of December, and I want to just wish you and everybody else out there a very safe, happy, joyous. Let's celebrate the fact that we live in a great country where sometimes the strangest things happen in politics.
Yeah,
don't
it's
they?
been quite a. I want to. I know you were in the Hudson Valley quickly, and if people go to your shows, something very important. You are light sensitive. Somebody was actually, some moron was shining a light in your eyes from what idiot would do that at a concert?
Well, also after I asked them, listen, I've had 5 eye surgeries. Please, I've already got spotlights on me. Please turn that off.
Yeah,
and in fact, there were a few of them, and the guys just refused to do it. I went, okay, come on, man. I'm trying to work.
Yeah.
I'm trying to entertain the rest of the audience.
Wow.
So eventually someone came down and made him turn it off.
Yeah.
And the show went on. It was great. And the audience actually applauded when an usher came down and made him turn the light off. And I guess he was trying to just video the whole show.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because he's probably doing like one of the, what's the streaming site?
Facebook Live.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Which is thievery, by the way, David. It's thievery. You're stealing.
Yes,
right?
indeed it is.
You know, so. Hey, I'm going to play a little of your song and your Christmas stuff. People can get it on iTunes. And your website, by the way, is davidcassidymusic.com. Is that what it was?
Yeah, davidcassidy.com is my major website, but this is David Cassidy Music, which is really what we began this project, and I wanted to keep it separate just from my own davidcassidy.com, but make it David Cassidy Music. So it's the first EP that I have out. Yes, it's on iTunes, but if you go to David Cassidy Music, you will hear and see the whole thing and download it for me so I can afford to live for the rest of my life.
Well, good for you. All right, well, good luck, David, and thank you. And again, don't shine a light in his eyes.
No.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. David Cassidy.
God bless and have a wonderful, great Christmas.
All right. Happy holidays. Thanks so much.
Thank you, buddy.
Okay. That is David.
It's your buddies now.
After 10 minutes of talking and a conversation, they're best friends. We didn't have time to get into it, but he did have a DWI, a felony DWI
There are
arrest.
2 of them. I was going to get down the road. Listen.
What is he doing if he had eye surgery driving a vehicle to begin with? If he's had 5 eye surgeries?
The first eye surgery apparently was when it was like in the 1960s, like 61 or 62.
Wow.
How old is he right now? Do we know? I was gonna ask that, but I didn't think of that. But I got to tell you,
I got to think.
This is when you're listen in 1971. David Cassidy. How old is he now?
He was born in 1950. So.
Okay, all right. Well, he's in his early 60s then.
Oh, 65.
66.
Mid-60s. So the me and math. I got to tell you though, he had a #1 hit in like 1970. 1970 I think it was.
Yeah.
So it has a *1 hit, Grammy nominations. Everything's huge. He then gets the gig on the Partridge Family. Mm-hmm. You are at a level of enormous popularity. Okay. And then when that all goes away, you don't have to be a child actor to
He was very bitter about that. He was very clear on the fact that he wasn't a child actor.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess the point is that it can't be easy when
when
you're filling arenas. And then you're playing in Hudson, and you got some guy shining a freaking cell phone in your eyes. Life can't be all that.
I
easy,
remember one.
I didn't want to be a jerk.
One particular story I'll tell you. I remember at Captain Tripp's on Genesee Street, I introed Loverboy on stage, and Mike Reno was standing on the front sidewalk. I went out. I said, "Mike, gotta go on stage." And he's like, "How the hell did I get here?"
And that's got to be rough, right?
They're working every weekend.
Every weekend.
The only person I've ever seen that can handle that well is Debbie Boone at Boscov's. I don't know how she does it.
She loves it.
I don't know how she pulled it off.
Or Gallagher spending the whole Christmas here.
Or Gallagher sitting in my living room on Christmas Eve. Good question. How in the hell did we get here?
Oh, man.